Hi everyone, this is Diane. I'm getting ready to get started on another project. This is a Little Women book. I'm going to be making two. Now I know I have said that I don't do custom orders or do reservations, but I'm allowed to make exceptions. It's my shop. And this viewer wanted a Little Women journal and a Heidi journal because she had seen Heidi journals that I had made. Well, I wasn't planning on making another Heidi journal, at least not very soon, but I did have this Graphic 45 Little Women paper, so I knew that I would be making a Little Women journal. So I told her that I would do it for her. But I probably won't be taking another custom order again soon, just because I have so many journals on my list. I just want to just go on my list. But anyway, I'm happy to do this Little Women journal, and I just wanted to show you what I have pulled to start putting this thing together. So this is for Hannah. I think that's how it's either Hannah or Hannah. She sent me a box of goodies, lots of really fun items to use in journals, and I did a video on that a couple weeks ago. But she also included some items that she would like me to include in her Little Women journal. So I'll show you those. She sent me this fabric, which is fabulous. A Little Women fabric. Can you believe it? Guess they have fabric for everything. But it has the girls doing their special things, reading. That's Joe. Beth, well, I don't know who that is singing, but Beth is playing the piano. There's either Hannah or Marmee. And Amy is drawing, painting. That must be Meg. And there's their neighbor, Lawrence. So anyway, just a really fun fabric, and I love it. She sent this card with the handkerchief tucked in it and said it made her think of Beth at the piano, and even said that the black she is wearing is like a precursor, because we know the tragic ending of Beth. So she's hoping I can fit this in without adding, I mean, it's going to add bulk, but we'll see what we can do. She sent this book and said that I can take it apart so I can use the pages, some of the pages, and maybe just some of the images. I'm wondering if well, anyway, we'll find out. I was wondering if I brought something in with me that I just printed. So, and she wants some of the text. She wants me to put in something that would show the personality or something about each of the young ladies. And she sent this set of paper dolls. Little Women paper dolls from the Madame Alexander collection. So there are the dolls, and they're quite tall, and the clothing. So it's going to have to be a largish book to accommodate the paper dolls if I include them in the book. And I'll let you know what I'm going to try working on for the cover. But these are the Little Women Graphic 45 papers. My friend Jeannie sent these to me in a Happy Mail quite a while ago. She sent me two. One of them was the regular papers, and they have these cut aparts, which I already cut apart. So I can put something on the cover if I want to indicate what kind of journal it is. And then there are, of course, double-sided papers. I guess this is the front. Oh no, that would be the front. Well, I don't know. I guess I mixed them around. But anyway, we get the front and back. This looks like wallpaper. This one's really pretty. And then there was another pad that Jeannie sent to me, and it's patterns and solids. Oh, this first pad came with two sticker sheets also. And then the Patterns and Solids pad. Did I show you this? I think we didn't see this one. They always have one main paper that has a large image on the front. Some pages from the book. And the Patterns and Solids have matching colors, but not necessarily Little Women. Some of them are specific to the Little Women, like this page has their names and some words. Sorry. And this page has images, but they're small. And this could be for any. It's just like cameo portraits. Some floral patterns. And on the front and back covers, you may have noticed that they have little templates. So I don't have the cover for this pad because I cut the templates. I figured they gave me the templates, I might as well try to use some. So these are the templates that I've cut. So I might try to make some ephemera using those templates. So that's what she sent me and what Jeannie sent me. And the first thing I have to do before actually getting started on pages is determine the cover. So I did not know what kind of cover I was going to use. I just got this at the flea market Monday, just the other day. And it is small. It's too small for what I'm doing. But I can use maybe some of the text out of it. And I can use... There's only one picture in it, and it's glued to the cover. And it was when Jo cut her hair. Oh, there's more pictures. There's one more I can use. I'm wondering if whoever owned this book tore these out and glued them, because they're never used as end pieces or end pages, papers. And I don't see any other pictures. But I can use that one. I'm perfectly miserable, but if you consider me presentable, I die happy. But I can use the text out of it and maybe use that cover for making a little notebook or something. It would be fun. This one I thought was a possibility. It was a Emma book by Jane Austen. I would cover this and make a new spine, but I thought it was neutral enough and it's vintage and I could decorate it the way I needed to, but I don't think I'm going with that. It's too small for the paper dolls. And then I thought about this one, which I hated too because I've been wanting to make myself a journal with this. I just like the the pattern and the shape of the book, more square. I like that. So it ended up that the paper dolls are too tall. Oh, I got the hiccups. Paper dolls are too tall for that. Well, I found this one this morning, which was a religious book. Our Faith and the Facts. It was a Catholic book. And it's a heavy cover. But I would put an image on the front, covering the cross. I'm looking for those cards that I cut. And the paper doll would fit in there. Well, I guess, oh, here they are. So I would take probably this one and put it on the front. But I liked this old cover. I thought it would be appropriate for a Little Women book, and it's very rough around the edges. I guess that goes this way. But yeah, it would be a really excellent. So this is what I had decided on until I found something else. So I don't know if I'll use that cover or not, because I found these. I remembered these that I had. So I have 3 different ones. I bought this quilt quite a while ago, and it was damaged. It had lots of tears in it. stitches are coming out, but I cut it apart and I sold most of the squares, but I kept 3. So I thought this is perfect for a Little Women journal, and I just put this book cover underneath and wrapped it around to see how it would fit in that size. And I don't get any of the border, because I haven't made a journal with these quilt squares because I didn't know how to fit that on there, but I mean, I didn't even really try very hard. But isn't that perfect? And I could maybe add a couple of embellishments, but not too much. I think it's just gorgeous on its own. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. I think I will make a 7x10 book cover, which is this size, out of this. And I just have to figure out how to make the cover. And I'm going to make one for Hannah and one to put in the shop. So I have 3 covers to choose from for that. So I was thinking, you know, cut this bigger than the 7x10, and then I'd really love to have this show, but I think it needs a little more sturdiness to it. I mean, I could leave it like that because it is so beautiful, that quilting. It is hand quilted. So and you can see the outline of her, of the little lady, and it's done very, very nicely. So I might do that. It's okay to have a soft cover like that. The other option was I pulled out a stack of fabrics that I could kind of piece together and sew them together and then sew it around the outside. But I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to that other cover for at least one of the journals. So then, the pages. I have some coffee dyed paper. I dyed some paper earlier this week or last week, for a journal that I was making. But while I was doing that, I did some plain copy paper and used my plastic doilies. So I thought this would be fun to use in the Little Women journals. I hope I have enough for 2 journals. Ooh, I still smell coffee. They're still fresh. That one is from a previous dyeing session. So I have some coffee dyed paper to use. I have music manuscript paper, which has lines on it for journaling and also would be representative of Beth and her music. And also this little music score I could put in there. I have this writing paper for Joe. I didn't pull anything specific for the others. I have this gorgeous, I think it's a printer stationery with the embossed edge around it, and I just thought it was elegant and beautiful for the Little Women. I have some stationery that I pulled. Got some sunflowers and this with a patchwork border, so they might be fun for this journal. I've got a bunch of wrapping paper that I could use that I thought was appropriate. Just some florals. I'm not sure about this scene, but I like it. Might be a little too metropolitan. I don't know. Oh, there's some more of that stationery. And this paper is also stationery, but it's just plain, but I like the color of it. Cream color. I got this at a flea market, and there's quite a bit there. And wallpaper. Oh, here's another wrapping paper. I like the images on that. I pulled out some wrapping paper, just this plaid I thought was good for the Little Women, but then I have this packet of pieces that I can use for collaging and decorating. And I found these on the Mrs. Coggs Crafts Etsy shop. So there's 2 sets. Journal cards. It's called Little Women in Color Journal Cards. They're not all in color. at least the images, but she made digital journal cards. And then just her typical set of journal cards, just images that you can create with. I could use them on tags or make pockets or make journal cards, but there are 4 pages of images, including an image of a photo of Louisa May Alcott. There are words that I could cut out and use. Marmee. Well, I can always cut out the title pages on her pages are always fun to use. Aunt March. The Professor, Lori, and then their names. So that's what I have to use. I didn't really plan anything beyond just kind of going through the supplies with you. But let's take a look at these. I want to look at the paper collection. I'm not using other scrapbook paper because I have all of this scrapbook paper to use. And it's double-sided, so it doesn't have a blank side to write on. I may glue things to one side of it that you can journal on, but that's why these kinds of papers, the extra papers I'm pulling, are all pages that you could write on, except maybe the wrapping paper. So we have a pretty green, that's perfect for that border, which isn't going to show, but the stitches match the border, so that's a nice green. There's yellow, red, all kinds of colors, blue. I guess it wouldn't really matter, but I think I really like this one with the flowers in her skirt. And this one does have a green skirt, and this one is pink. And there isn't pink, a lot of pink. There's a little pink. So I could use any of them, but I think I'll save this one for another project. So these will be the 2 covers. So if it's going to be 7 inches wide, the cover, maybe 6 inches wide would be enough for the pages, so I wouldn't have to build them out bigger. I'll have to see once I get the cover constructed, and then see if there's too much space between the edge of the page and the edge of the cover. But I will put lace on the edge, so I'm hoping that a 6 by 9.5 inch page will be big enough. So let's see, I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger than the 7 by 10 just to make sure, but if I'm not going to back it with anything, I don't have to fold it over, so I could just zigzag around the edges to secure the edges. So I'm going to make a template. I'm going to get out a piece of chipboard and make a template that I can use for cutting out the fabric. Pretty heavy chipboard for this project. I'm not going to use it for the cover, just a template, but I can use it for a different cover when I'm done. So to make sure I get it cut straight, I'm going to use this. It won't cut all the way through, but it'll give me a good score line to start with. I think I'll make it 7 1/4 by 10 1/4. Almost cut all the way through. quite as much, but it is definitely enough. I can cut it nice and straight. I probably should have made it a little wider because I may not need to sew this edge to anything, but this edge will have to be connected to the spine. So I'm going to use this to cut here and here and here, but I'll leave this extra. Let's see, I wonder if I have a fabric marker. I don't sew anymore, really, like for garments or anything. I only sew for journals. So I don't know if I have a marker that would work. I used to have a blue, it's like a highlighter, but it washes out of fabric. All I have is this chalk pencil, and that won't show up on this probably. Just want to see how I have this centered. Yeah, I can't even see that. I'm going to draw lightly around it with pencil. So I can see if I have the image straight. You can see that the square isn't square. It's not straight. I won't mark there. Okay, I can see that lightly. All right. I think that looks good. Here we go. I could even use that for the spine. Just fold it. And that could be the spine, and I could connect it to, it's big, I'd have to cut some of that off. And maybe I could use some of those pieces. I don't want to add too much bulk, so I don't know. I'll use them for something though. I think that's going to be a pretty cover. I'll have to add some trim to it, maybe some buttons. Yeah. All right, let's do another one. And I don't know what I'll do for the back piece. I have a quilted, like a muslin that's quilted, and I could use that for the back. Just put some pretty fabric on it. Now this one, oh yeah, it's not the back. I was thinking I was cutting the back of that. No, this is the next cover. I'm so glad I'm having the opportunity to use this beautiful quilt. I'm glad I made the template 10 1/4 because she would just barely fit on there. She's pretty close to the top and there isn't much space at the bottom. So I guess the cover is going to be 10 1/4 by 7 1/4. Just going to cut all the way in here so that can be the spine also. But these are now opened, so of course I will zigzag around that to close that up. Let's see if I can grab that other fabric. So this is the quilted muslin, and I already have this. This was going to be a whole cover. Sorry, so I'm not going to use this piece, but I have more like this. So I'll just cut it to the right size, and I already have this ironed to some Pellon interfacing. So I can use that for the back cover and then just put some fabric over it. And I might leave the back, just put a little bit of, oh, I don't know, patches on it or something, but I like that quilt. So let's see. It'll be like that, and like that, and that would be my cover. I think I bought more of the interfacing too. I ran out of the interfacing, but I think I have enough now. Now, I am going to look at the Mrs. Coggs printables. Where did I put them? Here they are. Alright, I'm going to cut one of these pages so I can see sizes and how much will be left over that I can play with. I'm going to make it 10. No, that'll be too tall. 10, 9, and almost 10. 9 and 7/8, I think I have it at. And of course, this I won't cut the other way, so I don't have a lot to play with once I cut the papers, but I'll have wallpaper that I can use, and I'm sure I have other scraps of paper that would go well. So this would be the size of the page. Got these templates to use. Just looking for the paper dolls. Yeah, so if I put a pocket in each signature There could be a doll in each signature and maybe one on the back cover or something. We'll see where I put them, but they'll fit. Very nice. I'm sorry, I'm not organized here. I got this die that would be really pretty to use. It's 4 strips, long strips, and I put 2 together to cut this out as I tried it. And I'm going to look for all of these templates. But wouldn't that be pretty in this journal with some colored paper, not with the white? I was just using the white to try it. Get these book covers out of the way because I won't be using them, but I will go through some of that and pull out some passages from the book that I can use. Let's see how this looks on the page. I don't know. Maybe on the cover. The cover will be a little bigger than that. I might be able to put that on the cover. Oh yes, I can't forget this fabric too. Maybe that could be on the back. I could cover the muslin with that. That's a good idea. Alright, so we have a 4x6 card. I just wrote the measurement on there just to, you know, remind me that's the size. I can just cut that with my paper cutter. I don't need a template for that. And here we have a file folder, which I could trace around. It does have scores, and it has multiple score lines like a regular file folder has, but I probably wouldn't use them. Oh, that's not in the middle. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I'd have to score on this one to make it centered. So that's fun. I could use that. And some tag templates. These might be small for the book that I'm making, but I can save those for other projects. I need bigger tags for this journal. Alright, so I have this. Looks like a book cover for Little Women. I could take these names and put them on the dolls' pockets, the paper dolls' pockets. But those will only be in one of the journals. I only have one set of paper dolls. And they are for Hannah, because she sent them to me. So I'll just be decorating tags with these images. I guess I don't have anything more. I could start cutting papers, but you probably don't want to watch that. So I think I will make the covers today just to make sure that they are going to work. So I don't want to do that on camera though, because I'm just kind of trying it to see what works. And I do better with that when I'm not being watched. So I hope that you find this interesting, an interesting project, and that you'll keep watching to see how I put this journal together. And I thank you for watching today. I hope you're having a creative day today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.